Welcome to another episode, to another series of Architects of the West Kingdom. Today I want to test out some variable player powers, and you can see here I have a little bit of a different setup, but it's still pretty much similar what I had before. I have in between the episodes my wooden insert arrived, which is pretty nice, which I have everything, and also bought these chips that are now the depth chips instead of the cards. What I also have set up here is a little bit small green box or green screen setting here, which allows me to present the cards hopefully a little bit better than with the other camera setup I had before. And I, as short to demonstrate, as I said, I want to play with the variable player powers or variable player setup. And you can now see here on the screen, hopefully all of the screen is now with this, is the I've chosen Hugo, and these are on every player board. On the back side you can see which has a little bit the grayish or dull thing. They have a special player power, and every character has their own, and Hugo is one of, I think, the promo from the promo pack. But he has an interesting power that he can, instead of taking a depth card, he can pay two golds and he will not get the depth. So he is a little bit a mischievous character, so he can do a lot of stuff that normally would give you depth tokens or depth cards, and he doesn't take them up. He can basically buy himself free from that. And what's also special on the variables player setup is that the starting conditions are a little bit different, and I'll come to that after I finish the setup completely. So and as I said, I have all of the player things in these little things here. These are really nice little wooden boxes here. They look like little prisons, just kind of nice touch. So yeah, that's that. So to finish off the setup, I will put as normal the AI's virtue to 7, and also start the cathedral track here. I've already prepared the favor, or the whatever these are called, for building a cathedral. I think rewards or something. I've already started the black market. I will now populate the apprentice. Okay. So what's already kind of nice is the illusionist here, to get him, because this works very well with Hugo. So you can see here the illusionist, his special ability is that on the black market I don't lose any virtue, which is for Hugo really interesting, because since his player power allows him to get rid of debt, and one source of debt is, of course, if you have people in the prison or in the guardhouse, and you get there mostly because you I go to the black market, but ignoring stuff is probably really nice to get there. So now let's get to the variable player setup of Hugo. So instead of getting 3 coins and 7 virtue at the beginning of the game, he starts with 10 of my workers in the prison, but I get 12 gold for that, and I also start at 2 virtue, which is very low. but I get 2 additional building cards in addition to the normal one. So I started 2 virtue, which already gives me -7 points, but I ignore 1 tax, which is already really good. For example, in the workshop, I have to pay 1 less, or also here to pay off debt, or to get my meeple back from Constantine. It's really cheap. So I, as I said, get 12 gold. And I would say this is 2 times 5 maybe to make it this a little easier. 2 normal coins. And 10 of my meeples go directly into prison. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which is half of my workers already are in prison. Yeah, so now I normally draft 3 out of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I get my 2 additional cards from his starting thing. So let's see what we get as starting cards. So first off, we have the castle, which gives me virtue. I get 1 virtue per 2 gold I have at the end of the game, and gives me 10 victory points. But it's really hard to build because I need an apprentice of every kind. So that's kind of complicated. I get the clay pit, which doesn't give me much point, but I get a gold or a marble directly. So that is kind of nice. It only cost me 4 clay and 1 wood, which is reasonably easy to get. So the observatory gives me 1 virtue per 2 marble at the end of the game. It's reasonably hard. Just the 1 gold that's difficult to get. Otherwise, it's fairly easy. So this is one of the victory points or victory condition things here. It gives me more victory points per wood apprentice or whatever this building apprentice or whatever. I think it's worker or something like that, and the other is stone cutter, and the other one I think this is woodworker, then the stone worker, and I think artisans. I think it's the correct position. So this gives me more victory points. And this is the keep, which gives me, or I lose 2 virtue, but at the end of the game, for every 3 captured guys, I get an additional victory point, and this also gives me 12 victory points, which is kind of nice. So I'm inclined on getting the clay pit maybe as easy points. The thing is that the castle would be really nice to get, but this has just so many I mean, these 2 cards are nice to get because they have a lot of points, but of course they take a lot of different apprentices, or they take all of the apprentices. Of course there is apprentices, there's I think 1 in there that does just everything, which might be okay, but this works a little bit against the carpenter's hut, which just works on 1 specific type of apprentice. So I'd rather probably go for clay pit, the observatory, and the carpenter's hut, just because they synergize a bit. So the carpenter's hut needs these workers, and the observatory also needs 1 anyway to build. So this would be good, and the illusionist itself is already a woodworker, so I think I won't want to go for that, and this just gives me resources which I can then use to build the observatory, so this is kind of nice. So I keep these 3, these 2 go onto the deck, and then I get 2 more from my starting power. So I get a steeple. If I have the most if I'm at the top of the cathedral track, I get two more victory points, which isn't that good. And the lumberjack, which just gives me 4 lumber for building that, and gives me 3 points, which is probably not good. But I need cards to get rid of thing. Unfortunately, I can't build anyway on the cathedral, so I don't know if I want to go on the cathedral track anyway. So yeah, that's interesting. So that's my 5 starting hand. So I've set up that, and I think I'm now able to start the game. So yeah, let's go right into the game. I mean, one obvious thing to do would be probably just to go to the prison and free all the workers, but I'm not really in a hurry. And getting the illusionist as early as possible is maybe also not that bad. So let's see what I need for resources. I need so if I want to start with the clay pit, I would need to start with going to the mines to get clay. I need some wood, but not that many. Is there maybe a better? I mean, the acolyte doesn't bring me much. He gets me for every time when I build on the cathedral, I get another building card. So basically, instead of paying the building card, I can just grab it. But unfortunately, I can't build on the cathedral anyway because I'm so low on the virtue track. So maybe I also just want to get up the virtue track. So maybe I need to find something that lets me increase the virtue. Which, for example, the patron would be really nice because she allows me for just 1 wood to increase my virtue instead of 2 wood, which probably isn't that bad. And I could also go for the woodcutter then in order to get more wood out of every time I go to the forest. So basically to work on that. And these are all cards that benefit me for my carpenter's hut when I build it. So I think recruiting those wouldn't be that bad. But if I go that route, I think it's best first. So I could, if I go here, so this costs me 4, but I ignore 1 tax. So basically, this cost me only 3, but it cost me 4 again because I need to pay 1 to get to her. So yeah, I think I'm going to go that way. So I go to the workshop and I exchange these to 5 coins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then I have to pay 1 into the tax stand because ignore 1, then I pay 2 normally. I put 1 onto here, I get 1 into my bank, and I get the woodcutter. So the woodcutter, every time I go to the forest, I get 1 additional wood, and she also has that symbol that I need. So that's great. So I get her. So that's my turn. So now it's Constantine's turn. So he flips over one of his cards, which is the guardhouse action. And this is good that this already comes up. So he goes through all of these in order. And last time what I did is I always did that action. But actually I saw a post by Shem which said if he can't destroy a depth card, he doesn't take that action. So basically, since it's his first turn, he goes to the guardhouse, but all of these actions are basically not going to help him, or not. He does nothing to that because he can't return, or he can't free anything from the prison because he has nobody in prison. He hasn't captured anybody, so he doesn't get that. He can't free his own people because I didn't capture anything, and he can't pay off debt. So that's also that. So there isn't, because last time that lead to a lot of money in the tax stand, which of course is beneficial. So this time I hopefully do it correctly by not doing anything at all. So that's basically, he wasted his first turn. Oh, and I should have updated these. There's another one which is Stonecutter, which isn't that bad because he gets more stone. So I mean, I could now get the Illusionist for relatively cheap because I only have to pay 1 again to the Acolyte basically to get to the Illusionist. But I think for the moment I don't do that. Or I could also do like combo out of this, because if I'm at the King's Storehouse anyway, I can pay 1 coin to get 2 wood, and then I can convert the wood into virtue, which isn't that bad. So I really want to get him, but then I need to climb up the ladder really hard to get back some virtue. So I think I go for some resources. So I go to the forest, and since I have the woodcutter now, I can get 2 wood instead of 1. And Constantine's action is going to the guild hall. So he moves 1 up on the virtue track and gets a marble. And he also destroys one of these cards, which would have given him 2 wood, but he doesn't care about the resources, so this is basically nothing. And he gets marble. And as I said last time, this is one of the sources where he gets a lot of points. And the other source is, of course, by going up to the cathedral, which he does. So he goes now to this spot in the cathedral. So I already get 2 points, and I'm still at -7 points. So, well, yeah. So I have 2 wood, which I need to build. Well, I need 1 wood to build the clay pit, actually. So, yeah. So I can go to the mines to get myself some clay if I want to. Or I can get 2 marble here, which is also really good. I lose 1 virtue, which is not so good. I think I have to... Yeah, I go to the black market. I pay 2 coins. And what this allows me is either to get a card from the building deck, which I don't think I need, but which also allows me to just recruit any of the thing, and I get the Illusionist. So unfortunately I lose 1 virtue from the black market, and now I lose also 1 virtue from the Illusionist. So I'm now at 0 virtue, but what's kind of nice now is whenever I go to the black market from now on, I don't lose any virtue anymore, which makes the black market for me much more lucrative. And since I have the power that I can just pay 2 coins to get rid of the debt card that I would normally get because I have so many people in prison, I just ignore that, which is kind of good. So I replace the apprentice here with another one, which is clay for virtue. So yeah, I think the next thing is probably for me is probably going to maybe to the silversmith and getting more coins to actually get the rest of the pieces to build actually my engine. So it's Constantine's turn, and he just goes to the King's Storehouse and gains 1 virtue per worker there. So he goes to the King's Storehouse and gains 1 virtue because he has exactly one worker here. So I'm getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 7 meeples here. So maybe it's I don't know. Let's get the swindler is also kind of nice, but yeah, I probably want to just get more and more of the woodworkers just because they help me in the carpenter's up, so I go for that route. So let's get to the mines. I get 2 marble. At the beginning there is a lot of resource gaining here, and Constantine takes the town center action, so he captures some of my things. As he goes to the town center, he takes the one with the most, but everybody has exactly 1 on it. So I go first the mines, which is exactly 1 in it. So he captures him and puts that there. Okay. So my next thing, I could go again to the mines, which maybe isn't that bad. I mean, I need more clay anyway. Yeah, so I go to the mines. And then Constantine goes to the guardhouse again. Okay, so at this time, because he goes to the guardhouse and he has captured one of my tokens, he basically gets that, he puts that into prison and gets a marble, which is a little bit unfortunate. But other than that, there is nothing else he can do, so that's his turn then wasted, kind of. And let's do 1 more turn for me, so I could go again to there, or I could let's go maybe to the quarry, because I need 1 for the building the carpenter's hut, so let's go to the quarry to get some stone. And Constantine goes to the guild hall again. Oh, actually, I think I should have... So, hey, they stick together, that's not good. So let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there should be 1 in the guild hall lying down. So he goes again to the guild hall. He moves 1 up again, gets 1 of these, which is this time around a virtue, which he got, or he will get, and 2 stone, which I don't get. So he's now here, and he gets also another marble. And that's that. So we will see what I do next turn. I have 4 meeples left, which is probably when I want to go to the guardhouse. Yeah, well, we will see what I do next turn. In the next episode, I will again keep them separated into 20-minute episodes. So yeah, we will see us next time.